the JP Show. Welcome everybody to the JP Show. I'm back. Yes, I'm back with another episode. This is season 2, episode 14. Listen, guys, I got a great show for you guys today. Before I get into the show, I just want to say I got some new subscribers. Thank you to my new subscriber. Welcome to the JP Show. There's a format on the JP Show. I also got some people that's viewing the show as well. They haven't quite yet subscribed, but they're viewing the show. So I want to say welcome to you guys as well. And thank you for watching the show and subscribing. So there's a format to how the show goes. So the format is, and for all my subscribers that watch as well, the format is get it off your chest. Then we go into read my profile. And then I go into the main topic of the day or whatever. So that's the format of the show. But I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much for watching the show, man. The show actually is really picking up. I'm getting new subscribers. I'm getting new, viewers that's watching the show. So I just want to thank everybody. And I'm sincere when I tell you this, because this really started from a whim. I didn't really plan this or anything. This just came about the way, just spontaneous. So I didn't really think that people were really going to watch or it was going to work or anything. So I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much. I got a lot of stuff that, I'm going to get off my chest per se. I got a lot of things, a lot of content that I'm going to give you guys. And I'm just going to keep coming with content after content after content. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching the JP Show from the bottom of my heart. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the show. It's very important. Now, let's get into get it off your chest, JP. Get it off your chest, JP. Get it off your chest. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. So look, get it off your chest, JP. So I actually got two things I want to get off my chest. The first thing is, it's not going to be very long. Both of them are not going to be very long. But I got kind of two things I want to get off my chest. The first thing I want to say is for the ladies. For the ladies. See, the thing is that for the ladies, they're having a problem. For all my viewers, the ladies are having a problem finding a man. They are. There's so many women out here, and there's not as many women as it is guys. So the ladies are having the problems with finding a man. So the one thing, there's a tip. I got one specific tip for the ladies on how to approach a man. And ladies, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. You guys, you ladies are going to have to start approaching men more often. Now, there's ladies out there that will, approach a man or whatever. But for all you old-fashioned women, for all you women that's been programmed to think that there's only one way that you can get a man. Is the man, you got to sit there on your little, you got to be a damsel in distress, and you just got to lay there, and the guy is just going to come and just scoop you up, and he's going to be your dashing, and he's going to be your Prince Charming. That's not the only way. Yes, there is one way, and that is a way that we've been programmed for many, many years, but that's not the only way to get a man. For the ladies, that's not the only way to get a man. So, I got a specific, you're going to love this. You're going to love this, ladies. I got a specific way on how you can get a man or get a man's attention, how you can approach a man, a very easy way on how to approach a man. And what you have to do is, specifically, is when you see that man out in the street, and maybe wherever you see him at, in public or wherever you may see him, and if you like him, if you're interested in him, all you got to do is say, hello. Real talk. Yo, all you got to do is say, hello. That's it. For the ladies. For my ladies. all you have to do is say hello. Because this is the thing. Once you do that, the man is going to pick up from there. Oh, listen, it doesn't take much for men. And for all my men that's out there, they will tell you, it doesn't take much. You know what I'm saying? For the men, you can look at them. If you look at them, they'll come at you and they'll start talking to you or whatever the case is. So it doesn't take much for men. If you see a guy, this is the thing, and this is why I say this, because there's a lot of women out here in the world that they won't approach a man. They won't say hello to a man. They'll be just dripping with just all this gratitude for this guy, but they'll have a soft spot for this guy for years. They'll see the guy here and there or whatever the case. They won't say anything. Listen, for the ladies, if you're in public, if you're out and about and you see a man or whatever the case is, or you're in some type of atmosphere where you see a guy and you're interested, just say hello. From there, and I'm going to tell you another thing too. Second tip, first tip is say hello. Second tip is look the man in his eyes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! All this walking and looking down and not looking at anything, looking in the oblivion. I don't know where the hell these women be looking at. You ever see them? For the men, you ever see the women? They be walking down the street, just eyes looking into some type of space or oblivion. They don't even look up. They look down and they just be looking like into I don't even know where they're looking at. I know what they're trying to do. I understand they don't want to make no eye contact or whatever the case is. Sometimes, listen, ladies, I'm going to tell you something. And this is, men, we know this. Sometimes lifting your head up and speaking to people and making eye contact is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I've met so many people by just saying hello. I've been in certain, business rooms and doing business with people by just saying hello. Finding out that, oh my God, you work there? Oh my God, I may be an avenue for you, or I may need your help or whatever. Just by lifting my head up, which I never lift my head, I never put my head down, but just by having my head up and speaking, just speaking, you have a chance. You have a chance at whatever, saying hello and speaking. So for the ladies, we want to say hello. And two, we want to lift our heads up and be able to be approachable. So because this is what they'll do sometimes. The ladies will say hello, but they'll be like, hello. And then they'll just keep walking with their head down or whatever. You want to be able to stand up straight. Like I feel like this. And you know what? Somebody told me years ago, and I used to complain about certain things or whatever with women. And somebody used to tell me, JP, I really believe that what you're saying, women really just don't know that they got to do these things or that this is how it works. Like a lot of people really don't know. And after years and years of going through this or whatever with women, I'm being serious. I really believe that a majority of women really don't know like these basic things on how to even approach a man or how to communicate with a man, how to have a conversation with men. I mean, like having a conversation, and this is going to go into my second get it off your chest, but having a conversation with a woman for a man, like speaking to a woman, you don't know. You really don't know. You be like, can I say something? Can I say hello? Can I, you say hello and listen, I had one lady, I was seeing her, I think we was in the store, and I was like, hello, how you doing? And she was like, nigga, please. I was like, yo, what happened? Like, why would you say something? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say hello to somebody and they say nigga, please to you, like, so the men have a difficult time really reading the woman or whatever, because you really, man, they could pop off on you at any time or whatever, just by saying hello or whatever. So for the ladies, if you're looking for somebody, if you see somebody and you're interested in them or whatever the case is, just don't sit at the bar and just sit there and you're drinking and you're sitting all by yourself and you're not saying nothing or whatever. A guy is in your vicinity and you're interested and you want to say something to him, just say hello. That's it. You know what I'm saying? This is basic one-on-one. 101. Basic hello. All right? Let's get into my second. Get it off your chest, JP. Get it off your chest, JP. All right, so for my second, this actually is, we're actually colliding with the women and the men. We're actually going to go back and forth. The second one is for my men. I'm going to give you some tips on how to approach a woman. I just gave the woman tips. Now I'm giving men tips on how to approach a woman in public. So this is the thing for my men. Trying to approach a woman in public, like I just said, it's a hassle. It's very difficult. Like you will literally just pull your freaking hair out. Now, there's some things that we're going to go over right now that you can't do anymore. Okay, for the men. There's some things that we're going to go over that you can't do. One of the things is that you can't whistle at them anymore. You can't say, yo, baby, yo. You can't do that anymore. You can't say, yo, mom, what's good, baby? I'm over here. It's your man, JP. You can't do that anymore. You can't say, cuckoo. You can't do that anymore. You can't whistle at them. You can't do any bird calls. Nothing. You can't do any of that stuff. You can't ride in your car. You see a girl walking down the street. You can't say, hey, yo, what's up, ma? How you? You can't do that anymore. None of that stuff works. Now, I'm even going to bring it to you on if you're even in her vicinity. Let's just say she's right next to you. You can't call them beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could say queen, but that's a little iffy. You know what I'm saying? If you got a pro-black woman in front of you, probably could say queen. But you can't say you're beautiful. You can't give them no compliment. This is crazy. Right. I know that this sounds really, really crazy. Now, this is approaching a woman like in public or on the street type of version. If you're on the train, wherever you at, and this just don't go for New York. This goes for it just go for everywhere. So, if you're on the streets, if you're in public, if you're on the train or the bus or something like that. Now, if you're in a social environment, this shouldn't matter. If you're in a social environment, you should just be able to say hello. Like I just said before, for the men, you should just be able to say hello, how you doing, whatever the case is, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in public or you're out and about, you're on the streets, you can't do any of those things, guys. Now, I know a lot of guys are used to just doing bird calls and you get the girl just off a bird call. You can't do that no more. The women are not having it. They're not taking it. They don't want no more bird call. They even don't want you to give them compliments. This is the crazy thing. They don't want you, and I'm glad I'm here now because we really got to break this down. No more compliments for the ladies. Don't give them compliments. If you notice, I'm going to be honest with you. If you notice, women very seldomly give you compliments. Like think about when you introduce yourself to a woman, you start kicking it to her, whatever the case is, she rarely gave you a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like she might have said, if y'all went out or whatever, y'all went on your first date, she might have said, oh, you look really nice or whatever, you look handsome. But women don't give compliments, period. And they don't want you to give them a compliment. Even though they say all this stuff, oh, it'll be nice and blah, blah. Bullshit. Don't say they're beautiful. Don't say they look good. Don't give them any type of, and I know people gonna be like, yo, JP, like, it's the truth. You know how many times I sit down with women and they tell, they don't keep telling me I'm beautiful. I don't want to hear that I'm beautiful. I ain't beautiful. I ain't beautiful. I'm an ugly mother. So listen, they don't want to be, they don't want to be told, they don't want to be told at all that, externally they look a certain type of way or whatever. I guess maybe they conceited in a way that they already know, but they don't want to be told. So you can't say any of that. This is like the women. This is the basic way of approaching a woman in public. Now, it's a little bit more difficult than the women, just saying hello to the men. Yes, the men are going to say hello, but it's a little bit more difficult. For the men, before you say hello, you're going to have to read her energy. I know. For the men, it's not like that. For the men, a woman can go up to a man at any time. A dude could just get into a fight. The dude could just knuckle up and he could just got his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? If a girl go up to him and say, hello, how are you? He gonna converse with her or whatever. It's not quite like that for the women. So you have to, for the women, you have to read their body language. Read their body language. Like look at, the environment that she's in. If she's in an environment that you can see her maybe talking or, laughing, or she's with someone and she's having a conversation and she's, like she's opening up, then you could go in and you could say, hello, how are you today? That's what you say. Hello. You don't say, yo, what's up, baby? Oh, yo, you looking good. Hello, how are you? Or how are you today? How was your day? Or whatever the case is. Don't say anything other than that. Once she says, this is the thing for the men. And I know this sounds really crazy that you got to do all this, but you really do. And I would say this is primarily in New York, but other places, yes, you got to still do this as well, because women are women, regardless of where you go. They're all women. So, once she says hello back, that doesn't mean she want to talk to you. That doesn't mean she want anything to do with you. That just means she's being cordial. And a lot of times for the men, we got to understand, just because a woman smile at us, or just because a woman, may, say a nice thing to us, or whatever case is or whatever, that doesn't mean that she want us. That just means she's being cordial. And I know we don't get that a lot. So as soon as we see a woman being cordial, we jump on it. But, sometimes we got to slow down. So when she comes at you and she says hello, read her energy, read her posture. You got to make sure it's okay to go into that lion's den. Because if you go into that lion's den and she don't want you in there, I'm telling you, she's going to grab you by your neck. She's going to put her fangs, right into your neck. And she's going to lock in. You think listen, all y'all think this is a joke and think this is a game. This is not a game. This is real life. I'm giving you real life scenarios. You got to make sure you do everything proper the right way. If you don't do things the right way, that's your ass. I'm just being real with you. That is your ass. So, another thing too, for the men, you don't want to say anything stupid. Listen, I'm telling you, you ain't got no second chances with women. You don't have a second chance. You got to be exact, on point, and the less you say is better, actually. So all you got to do is figure out a way to just get into a conversation with her and then let her do the talking. You sit back for a minute and you just guide the conversation or whatever. Guide the conversation by saying, okay, oh yeah, oh for real? Wow, that's great. Whoa, wow, you do that? Oh man, yo sis, love, queen, but that's it. Yo, I'm telling you straight facts. That is it. That's the only thing that you really need to say until she opens up and allows you to go in further into, you really get into a conversation. But in the beginning, if you say anything crazy, that's it. She's going to dead you. That's it. So you want to check her posture, check her energy, make sure it's okay to go in. Once you go in, once you check her posture or whatever, and everything seems to be cool after the hello, then you can say something else. You know what I'm saying? You can say, how was your day? Or, you know what I'm saying, anything happened to this? Just make sure you say something that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And then you take it from there. But check the energy. This is very important. Check the energy, check the environment, check the posture, read her body language. For the men, this is very important. You got to read her. If she's reading, unapproachable, because a lot of women read unapproachable. Even some women that can talk, that's cordial, they still come off unapproachable. So if she's reading unapproachable, you could take a chance if you want. You could take a chance. I ain't saying don't. If it's a woman that you really, really want, you could take a chance. You know what I'm saying? If she comes off unapproachable, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to see her again. So I'm not saying be a stalker, but I'm just saying that if maybe that's her route home. Maybe that's her route home, or maybe that's her route to work or whatever. So you're going to have to figure out a way to be at that spot again, maybe the next day. Or sometime be in that general area. Maybe you'll see her again. And you guys know. People, the women that go to work and they catch the train or they catch the bus and whatever the case is, they're usually at that spot at the same time pretty much every day. So you want to be there so she can see. Sometimes women got to see you multiple times. And sometimes you really just got to keep begging them and begging them and begging. If it's a woman that you really want, you got to keep begging them and begging them and begging them. And the 10th time they'll finally say, okay, I'll let you in. You know what I'm saying? If you want them that bad. I'm not a beggar, so I don't do all that begging stuff. But there's some women that, you from a distance, you look at them and you're like, wow, she's, incredible. Like, she's beautiful, whatever the case is. And sometimes you got to do a little begging. It just is what it is. So for the men, be very careful. Check the posture, check the energy, check the whole surrounding before you go in. And then once you go in, don't say nothing stupid. Keep it very simple, very slow. Let her talk. Once you get into a conversation with her, let her talk. You fall back. All you need to say is, okay, yeah, stuff like that, little stuff like that. Wow, that's crazy. Just kind of guide the conversation. And then once she allows you to talk, then she'll ask you a question. Once she allows you to talk, then you can talk. You think it's bullshit, but it's not bullshit. It's really that serious. It's that deep. All right, guys, get it off your chest. It's over. Let's get into read my profile. I know you guys been waiting for this because people has been talking about read my profile. Yo, people love read my profile. That's all I've been hearing about. Yo, JP, you are crazy. Read my profile is so dope. How did you come up with that? And so I'm going to be honest with you. Read my profile. I've been reading people's profiles for a very long time. The young lady that used to be on my show in the very beginning, before we even started this show, I would read her profile. I would read profiles to her. We just be chilling or whatever. And she could tell you this. I would read profiles to her, people, and she would just sit back like, why would they say that or whatever the case is? So that's how read my profile came about. All right. Let's get into read my profile, JP. Let's see who we got here today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit behind. I hate when I do this because, dang, I didn't log in. I hate when I do this. All right, give me a second real quick. Let me log in real quick. And we're gonna read some profiles, okay? All right. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on. It seemed like you get T-Mobile and it seemed like they say 5G, but it's really like 0G. Everything is so slow. Okay. Who profiles am I supposed to be reading today? All right, read my profile. We got a good profile and we got a bad profile. For all my newcomers, we got 2 profiles to read, good and bad. All right, so let's start with the good profile. Okay, so this is a good profile. Okay, so we got a young lady. She's 30 years old. She is from Belleville, New Jersey. She says, "Hi, I'm a super mom, super woman, travel fiend, but I'm just getting started. Genuine connections only. Depth, beauty, still working on my patience, but my heart is gold. If tall, thick, and juicy is not your type, don't waste our time. Everyone ain't for everybody." So, she basically, see, I wanted to read this profile, which I call this a good profile, but this profile is in more so of not some of those great profiles I read the last couple of weeks, but it's in that 6-7 range. It needs some help, but it's definitely not total bad. So let's read it again. She says, "Hi, I'm a super mom plus super woman. I'm a travel fiend," but she says, "I'm just getting started. Genuine connections only." She says, "Depth is greater than beauty. Still working on my patience, but my heart is gold. If tall," she says, "if tall, thick, and juicy is not your type, don't waste our time. Everyone ain't for everybody. If you're on here just to fuck me, hit that X." That's actually her full profile. So, this profile is in that 6-7 range, which in the beginning was good. It was decent. And sometimes people are not elaborate like some of those other profiles I read, in last week and a couple weeks ago. Sometimes people are not elaborate like that and can really go into depth. Like, this profile is pretty much a very simple profile. You can still get a lot of hits off this profile, but we got to change a couple of things. If you're here to just fuck me, hit that X. You don't got to say that. If you talk to a guy or whatever the case is, and he shows signs of he just want to fuck, you don't got to say that. You could just move on. You know what I'm saying? And I keep saying this to women. A lot of this stuff in here, sometimes, some of your stuff in here, it gives a guy I don't want to talk to her vibe. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do talk to her, it really is going, I am just going to, have sex with her and then just bounce. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to change. I'm going to tell y'all this, and I told y'all this before. Men know. They know. They know from, if I read your profile, like this profile doesn't exactly say to me, my wife. You know what I'm saying? It says somebody I could probably be in a relationship with, or whatever the case is, and maybe it'll go there or whatever. But this profile does not read exactly the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. It does read like we could be cool, we could hang out or whatever, we could be companions or whatever the case is. So there's certain things in here she has to change. If tall and thick and juicy is not your type, don't waste our time. You don't have to say that. All she really had to say, if she didn't know what to say, all she had to say was, "Hi, I'm a super mom plus super woman. I'm a travel fiend, but I'm just getting started. Genuine connections only." She says, "Depth over beauty. Still working on my patience, but my heart is gold." If she would have said that would have been a 10. We would have been out of here. But because she put the rest of that stuff, if you want to fuck and all this, you ain't got to say that, ma. You really don't have to say that. Your profile was actually going to be somewhere around, I would say, an 8-ish, 9-ish, maybe even I might even give it a 9.5 or whatever, but I got to drop it down to, I'm going to give it a 6.5 because of those 2 lines that you put in there or whatever. But it's still not a bad profile. But if you want to kind of get an upper echelon type of dude, you take those 2 things out and you rock it. You know what I mean? So let's get into... Let's see what I got here. Let's get into the bad profile. Good profile. See, with the good profile today, lately I've been going just crazy because all profiles, those last couple of profiles, 2 or 3 profiles that I've read for the good, they're not all really like that. Most of them are like in this 5, 6, 7 range where all they gotta do is change a couple of things and they'll be right there. So let's see. I want to read TT. All right, so we got a young lady here. She's 31. She's from the Bronx. 31 from the Bronx. She says, no long distance. If you a hoe ass nigga, just don't even write to me. My name is such and such. You must be willing to video chat. I'm not about to get catfished by an old picture. I'm straightforward, and I like people that are the same. I'm a well-rounded female with a great personality. Anything else you want to know? Just ask. So, this profile is not a 0, but it's not a 10 either. I'm going to give this profile a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. Because she got a couple, she says, it takes her a while to introduce herself, but she does. She says, my name is, I don't want to say her name, but she says, my name is, you must be willing. She says her formal name. My name is such and such. You must be willing to video chat. I'm not able to get catfished I don't want to get catfished by an old picture. I'm straightforward and I like people that are the same. I'm a well-rounded female with a great personality. Anything else you want to know, just ask. If you a hoe ass nigga, just don't even write me. I'm going to give her a 2. It is bad. It is very bad. I mean, if you're a hoe ass nigga, like, she's 31 years old. So it's not like listen, if this was a 19, 20, 21 year old, I would say, you know what? I got you. But this is not a young person. This is a woman that is 31 years old. And she's saying, if you a hoe ass nigga, like reading this stuff to me sometimes is just like why would you write that? Listen, a lot of times we have thoughts in our brains, especially like the older people around my age and older. We have thoughts, and it took me a long time to get to that point. Not like 31 though, but it took me some time to get to a point where I don't say everything that comes to my brain. But by the time I was 31, I understood that. But to actually be on a dating site where you're trying to date somebody and you write something out like that, that's just horrendous. It's pathetic and it's terrible. Like, if you a hoe ass nigga, why would you say you are trying to present yourself in an honorable manner so somebody comes to you, they pick you up. They could say, oh, you dope or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So she gets a 2. The other young lady gets a 6.5. You know what I mean? So that's what it is for that. That is read my profile, JP. All right. So let's get into my topic for today. My topic for today is for the ladies. For the ladies. What is separating you from the next woman? Now this is going to be good. What is separating you? What is the difference between you and that other girl, that other woman? Because I hear from the ladies a lot, I'm the baddest and ain't no woman like me, and I'm this and I'm that. And do you know that there is a lot of women just in the U.S. If you're the baddest in the U.S., there's a lot of women in the U.S. I mean, there's a lot of women. There is a lot of women in the U.S. So and all the women in the U.S. think that they're the baddest, or they're the queen, or they're the best of the best, or they're this, or they're that, or whatever the case is. I'm going to tell for the ladies how to get a man. Like, it's crazy that I'm teaching women. I'm a man and I'm teaching women how to get a man. But I'm going to tell you how to get a man. And then it's not about you being the baddest or you the queen of the night, you're the baddest queen, or there's no woman like me. No, there's a lot of women like you. If you're this and you're that or whatever, there's a lot of women out here that are the same. You know what I'm saying? So what's separating you? What is separating you? This is the thing that I want to tell the ladies that you got to do. First thing you got to do is you got to unprogram yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been programmed to think a certain type of way. You got to unprogram yourself. The women that's not programmed, because the thing is that, like, when I date you, I want it to be fresh and brand new. I don't want to date you and feel like I've dated you already. I've already dated 10 of you. And that's what happens a lot with women. Because you are so programmed and in your mind, you think that you're the best and you're the baddest and you're this and you're that, but really you're not. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. You're not. There is a million billion women out here that's better than you. That's better than you. That's more flyer than you. That's more educated than you. That has all the gifts of the gifts. Top level. There's top of the line women out here. That's the baddest. That's real bad. That's educated. That's fly. That's dope. That has everything that you could ever think about. You think that you're the baddest? You're like a 1 compared to some of these women. And I'm not even talking about beauty. I'm talking about our inner beauty. So, the one thing you got to do is you got to unprogram yourself. You got to stop. This is big right here. This is big. You can't follow the trends, lady. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Some of the women out here that are unbelievable. I mean, there's women on this earth. There's women in the U.S. that is just unbelievable. But you know why they're unbelievable? Because they don't follow trends. You know what I'm saying? They walk by their own grace and their own flow. And even though they were programmed as well to think a certain type of way by their parents, by the media, by, just in social life or whatever, they were programmed, but they unprogrammed themselves because they wanted to think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the women that can think for themselves and do their own thing and not follow the line. Oh, my mother and my grandmother, they said, I got to do it like this. And the man I got to sit back and the man's supposed to approach me. It's supposed to approach me. But how can a man approach you when you're unapproachable? How can a man approach you when you're unapproachable? So there's women out here that are God level. We say that in New York. She's God level. There's women out here that are goddess, that are top of the line. But those women are unprogrammed and they walk by their own stride. They walk by their own grace. They do their own thing. And so for a lot of women out here, you gotta find a way to not follow the trend. The trend of whatever that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that's going on in today or whatever day that you live in, don't follow that trend. Follow your trend. You set the trend. That's why we got this new term out here, influencer, or whatever the case is. The influencer is the one that's popping. Everybody else that's following the influencer, they're just followers. You want to be, if this is the big term, you want to be the influencer. You want to be, back in the day, we had a term called trendsetter. You want to be the trendsetter. And trendsetter doesn't mean like fashion and fly. Trendsetter could mean like, oh, I'm just doing my own thing and I'm going to get educated. I'm going to go to school or whatever. I'm going to get my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, whatever the case is. I'm going to go into this field or that field. I'm going to be a trendsetter. I'm going to start my own. I'm going to start my own thing or whatever. I'm going to be a trendsetter. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to start my own company. And I'm going to hire my people. People are going to work for me. I'm going to be a trendsetter. No, you working You working the 9 to 5, being a housekeeper, whatever, and no knock. Pardon me, no knock. I'm not knocking no job. Believe me, I'm not. But you working the 9 to 5, and you saying, oh, I'm this and I'm the baddest and da 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 da. Well, everybody works a 9 to 5. So what's setting you apart? What's gonna set you apart from the girl next door that works a 9 to 5? I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. Nothing. Nothing sets you apart. You just work a 9 to 5. And you doing everything that everybody else is doing. But you got to find a way to not follow the trends and set yourself apart. This is how a lot of women, how they find a man, how they get into a relationship or whatever the case is, how they get married. They're able to first of all, they're approachable, they're nice, they're kind, or whatever the case is. You got to be that. For the ladies, I'm sorry to say, I know you want to be an asshole. I had a woman tell me this. I'm going to tell y'all this. I had a woman tell me that she's a good woman, not a nice woman. Once she said that, I said, goodbye. She said she's a good woman, not a nice woman. So in order to get to that point where you want to be, you actually really do have to be a nice. You could be a good woman or whatever, but you got to be a nice woman as well. You have to be approachable. All these different things. When on one of these shows coming up for the ladies, I'm gonna give y'all a list of. I know women. You think that I come hard on you, but I'm really not. I'm telling you things that maybe nobody's never told you before. Like, you have to be approachable, and you have to be nice, and you have to be kind, and you got to be able to talk. You got to be able to have something to say. You got to have a personality. I don't think some people told women that, and a lot of times, and men too. And I know a lot of times women, you want to go tick for tack. Well, men don't do. Listen, we'll get into the men. Don't worry about that. But for the women, you got to be able to have a personality. You know what I'm saying? And be able to be elaborate and be able to go into certain. A lot of times women don't have personality. And you're talking to her, you're like, for the men, have you ever talked to a woman? It's like you pulling teeth. You got a big ass drill and you're drilling her teeth. You're trying to get her to say something. The motherfucker won't even say ouch. You're drilling her. And she will not elaborate, go into details, have a personality. For the ladies, what is separating you? What is setting you apart? Are you the baddest? Yeah, you the baddest, but there's like a million other women that's the baddest. So what's separating you apart? I could go to any woman and get a bad attitude. I could go to any woman and get a woman with no personality, that won't talk, that won't say. What's setting you apart? That's the JP Show, y'all. That's the JP Show for today. I love you guys. I thank you for supporting me. Love, peace. I'll see you next week. The JP Show. We're out.